Hello from Washington, D.C. I'm Sergeant First Class Dustin Hall. I work in Dash 357 in Force Management up at the Pentagon. Before I begin to equip you with a few tools, 5 in fact, I want to take a moment and draw your attention to William Tyndall. See, William Tyndall saw that his generation had an inability to read the Bible because of a language barrier. It was not translated into English, a common language at the time. So Tyndall gave his life, as many of you probably know, to translate the Bible into English. He spent over 500 days in prison, in fact, and then was suffocated and burned at the stake. His passion to demonstrate and communicate God's love to those who couldn't read it for themselves was remarkable. I bring your attention to William Tyndall for a very good reason. Your generation is tasked with taking the baton from Tyndall and communicating God's love to the next generation through their language, which happens to be social media. Let's start with the good news. Millennials and Generation Z want to give you a voice. They want to hear what you have to say. Every coin has a flip side though. The back side to that coin is that they want it to be in 30 to 60 seconds, very brief. They want it to be on video. That's the way that they speak. And they want to prove when they're coming into a conversation with you, especially with someone that they view as a religious person, they want to prove what they already think that they know about you to be true. So you're up against some of their misconceptions and some of their thinking traps. However, I'm going to give you 5 keys to addressing and reaching millennials and Generation Z that will hopefully serve as very good tools for you to reach the next generation. I just want to take one more second to tell you something very important. While video is the language of this people group that you're trying to reach, equally as important as the language is knowing the dialect. How are they going to receive it? In the next generation's case, they have 2 dialects, Instagram and Snapchat. It's very important that you speak not only the language, but the dialect that they're going to receive it in. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put a clock somewhere up here to keep me in check. And then what I want to do is demonstrate a 30 to 60 second video. So there are 5 keys, and they all start with C to reaching millennials. The first is going to be cause. Millennials like to know that they're part of a big story. If you can tie in the gospel in reaching them, that's going to really keep their focus. The second, context. They want you to know what's going on in their life. They tend to be self-absorbed, so it doesn't hurt for you to know what their mind is so absorbed with. 3, contrast. They don't want you to be the same as everything else in their life. They have a place to go for answers. They have a place to go for entertainment. What they need from you is a place to go for the sacred. 4, connection. They are connected 24/7 to the internet and everything from the time they're born. If you can provide them a connection to stay connected to you or the church or to God, that's a big win. And lastly, commitment. They can smell a fake a mile away. What they need is just for you to have a real commitment and to maybe be there for them when it's not convenient. So there you have it. How did I do? Good. I hope you all have a great symposium. I'm so thankful that Chaplain Gilliam invited me to speak to you about reaching the next generation. I hope that you received it. And more importantly, I pray, Holy Spirit, that you would help these folks reach the next generation. Reach them with your love, Father. Bye.